Right-wing hero Ben Carson has been doing a media tour testing the waters for a presidential run, and he's been saying profoundly silly things. Well, he just added to that list and made it even worse with his comments on the VA scandal.
I want to move on quickly to the issue of what's going on with the Veterans Affairs scandal at the moment. There are those who say what's happening now is also a preview of what we might see once the Obamacare system is fully in place in this country.
Sure.
Do you say that so? Do you agree with that point of view?
I think what's happening with the veterans is a gift from God to show us what happens when you take layers and layers of bureaucracy and place them between the patients and the healthcare provider. And if we can't get it right with the relatively small number of veterans, how in the world are you going to do it with the entire population? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out.
Thank God for the VA scandal, where our veterans died because they were on a waiting list to get health care. Look, the point he's trying to make is that, oh, I think it's a gift from God because that's showing us that this is the problem with government health care, and then maybe this will get us away from government health care. So I get the point that he's trying to make, but he's wrong. He's 100% wrong. Because, look, the issue with the VA, they act like, well, it was going to happen if you have a government system. That's just how it is. Yeah, but wait a second. Medicare is a government system. This isn't happening with Medicare. Why is it not happening with Medicare? Because it's actually a matter of funding. Of course, if it's a government system and you don't fund it properly, then yeah, there's going to be fucking problems with it. But the problem is not because it's a government system. The problem is that you didn't fucking fund it properly. I mean, the fact that we sent how many people off to Afghanistan and Iraq, and then they come back and we increase funding a little bit, but it's not enough, and then all these waiting lists pop up and we go, oh, well, would you look at that? Obviously, the whole system is the problem. No, the problem is that Congress didn't get their fucking shit together. Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution says all spending bills need to originate in the House of Representatives. They didn't get their shit together and pass a bill that would have adequately funded the VA to get rid of the waiting list and to hire more people and to fix the problem. And then this happens and they go, oh, would you look at that? Blame Obama and the government. It's the oldest conservative trick in the book. You know, you let anything with the government go to shit and then you go, see, government doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work because you didn't fucking fund it, you dipshits. You fruit baskets. What's wrong with you? But then there's so many things, in just that little clip, there's so many things that drive me up a wall. So when she says, well, you know, we'll see this with Obamacare too, a lot of people are saying. Obamacare isn't even government health care, you dipshits. Again, they don't understand the basic facts of the bill. Obamacare is the right-wing approach to fixing health care. You know, it's better than nothing, but it's still not government health care. What it is an individual mandate. So you tell people, hey, we're going to make you buy from private insurance. It keeps the private insurance companies intact. They're in control. You make people buy from private insurance, and it has nothing to do with government other than expanding Medicaid, which a lot of red states said they're not accepting anyway. You know, but it's not a government takeover. I wish it was a government takeover. As long as you have a government healthcare system and you fully fund it, that is empirically the best system in the world. France is #1 in the world, according to the World Health Organization study. And there were subsequent studies as well that laid out, you know, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, those are the best healthcare systems in the world. They also are single-payer systems. Final thing I'll say on this is, it's always amazing to me that the right wing can latch onto something and get outraged about it, but disregard any of the evidence that goes against their own worldview. It's called confirmation bias. So you cherry pick things that would, you know, boost up your beliefs, and you ignore all the stuff that doesn't fall in line with your beliefs. And with healthcare, it's particularly egregious because the facts are so overwhelming. So what I mean by that is, in the United States before Obamacare, we had a fully capitalist, private health insurance, largely unregulated marketplace. 45,000 people died every year in the U.S. because they don't have access to basic care. Now, that number in Canada is 0. Australia, it's 0. Britain, France, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Why? Because they have fully funded government health care, single-payer health care, you know? But the idea that you can latch on to, 40 deaths in the VA scandal about? and say, well, that proves that government healthcare is wrong. But you ignore the 45,000 deaths in the U.S. because of the private system. You ignore the 17,000 deaths that are going to happen because the Republican governors refuse to expand Medicaid. So you disregard all the evidence that's counter to your beliefs, and you confirm all the ones that help your beliefs. One more example, rescission. You know what rescission is? It's the process of nullifying a contract. So there were departments, before Obamacare, there were departments in all the different health insurance companies for the process of rescission. And what these people would do is they'd go back and look through all your records to try to find any reason to not pay out on your claim for your health insurance. So, they'd say, oh, and on this form you have a middle initial, on this one you don't. Sorry, we're not going to pay out on your claim because you fucked up in your paperwork. Or the classic example, we've covered this story so many times, is the woman who had acne and her insurance company said, well, we're not going to pay for your chemo and radiation treatment for your cancer now. And she was flabbergasted. What do you mean? That's crazy. I had acne in the past. Everybody does. It's no big deal. And they said, no. You say it's acne. We say it's cancerous skin lesions, and you didn't tell us. Therefore, it was a pre-existing condition, and you didn't tell us. So we're going to nullify the contract through the process of rescission, and then you're not going to get your claim paid out on. This is what happened pre-Obamacare. This is what happens in a fully private health insurance system and health care system. And he ignores all of that, but he says, oh, no, the VA scandal is a gift from God because it shows how bad government health care is.